how do you kind of navigate being both of those fathers? Like, or maybe you know what? Maybe not even being both those fathers. You probably have to be four fathers because you're a different father for each kid.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Every child's different. What every child needs is going to be different. Um, I'm a twin, and my wife's a twin as well. And I have an identical brother, and it's like we look alike, but we're two unique personalities. And I think that's one of the interesting, I don't want to say mistakes that parents make, but we're always so worried about, I don't know if you grew up hearing the expression like even Steven and making sure that everyone kind of gets the same, but everyone's needs are different. And so really just trying to understand their personalities, making sure that they're heard and listened and valued in their own way. And yeah, the boys are a little bit different than girls. I think the biggest, and someone had said recently, they're like, for boys, having self control is almost more important than having self worth in a way. And you kind of experience that because it's like you're wrangling an animal at times. With my youngest in particular, I'm like, why are you climbing the street sign to our road? And he's 8 and he's just like such a wonderful light, but is someone that has like anxiety and is constantly concerned with what people are thinking of me. And I'm like, you just have no shame, my friend. Like, you're going to go pee in our front yard right now. Um, so it's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, each child, I think, has their own set of needs, and we try to, address them as best we can.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think I've heard kind of similarly, but I think with girls, there's a more of an interest in building their self-worth, just society wise, right? Like, because girls tend to be scrutinized a little bit more about themselves, right? Like who they are, how they look, that kind of stuff, right? Whereas boys, nah, they don't really care. Not for a long time, right? Not until they start caring about girls, right? For a long time, they don't care. They roll around in the dirt. They don't want to take baths. They want to take showers. Like they don't care what they look like. They don't care what people think about them. They just want to have fun. Whereas girls are like, a little bit more concerned about that stuff. And so I think I know what I've noticed for me is like I do have to kind of affirm them and build them up, and their self-worth up to a certain point was somewhat based on what me and my wife kind of affirmed in them, right? Like
Yeah.
our our thoughts on their identity kind of gave them their identity, or kind of positioned them to embrace a certain identity about themselves. And I think with boys, you're right, self-control probably is a little bit more important, is because I was a little boy at one point, and I just did whatever I wanted to do, whatever I thought was fun. I was just going to do it, and that can definitely get you in trouble if you don't have any self-control.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it. I had coached my son in football this year, and I'm used to coaching my daughter and the girls, and they listen, or at least pretend to listen. You're coaching 8-year-old boys, and there's like nothing. And I'm going, all right, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell. And you start to get louder and louder. I'm like, well, by the 13th time you said something, if you're just escalating your tone a little bit, it's going to get pretty loud. It's like
Yeah,
they just don't have the ability to like sit still and
absolutely.
to take anything seriously. And part of that's beautiful, but it is incredibly frustrating, at the same time.
Yeah.